Okay, here's a poem to beat the rain. It's called This Brilliant Day. It's actually kind of based on a Ray Bradbury poem. This brilliant day is all about defiance and grand revolution. And the true revolutionaries are the daffodils who rear their fearsome heads year after year, our mowers and shears toothless like old men. And the legions of grass stand silent and resilient, blades pointed to the blue sky, knowing only their purpose of growing as tall as they can in the short span of time they are offered. And I think I understand what Bradbury was doing with his dandelion wine, distilling spring and summer, then bottling it for sullen, weathered-in winter days, fuel for future rebellions. Pop goes the cork, and a million bright-faced flowers rage again against the conformity of cut and dry human mentality, scream chaos and smile, bowing only to the breeze. And I go back to when I was once the butcher, red-faced, brow beating sweat, belly hard up against the machine, back and body full to it, the struggle epic and endless and worth a week's allowance. The front lawn at last laid waste, my sneakers and blue jeans smeared with its blood, my veins throbbing in my neck, my chest heaving, my victories soon forgotten. The lawn almost sprouting up in my wake, defiant, like a young boy, like a summer day.
I know we're in a room full of poets and musicians and poetry and music lovers. I'm wondering though if anybody, hopefully, knows the Vancouver Canuck player, former Vancouver Canuck player Pavel Bure. Yes? No? Yeah, by applause, maybe you know. Okay, because I've written this poem about my encounter with Pavel Bure many years ago when I was in the hospital. Steve was talking about, you know, being in the hospital and sickness and all that sort of stuff. So this is my true encounter when I was with Pavel Bure came and visited me in the hospital, and this is just sort of the true story.
Were you in the burn ward?
No, I wasn't the burn ward. You'll find out where I was. I remember his lips. Pavel's lips. The lips of Pavel Bure. Small, red and moist. Like a cherry Jolly Rancher in the mouth of a prepubescent girl. I was 13 years old with no lips of my own. At least I had no lips to speak of. Hospitalized and depressed all by myself, I was awaiting my big toe amputation. Then one day, like a red magic apple, Pavel came to visit. He smiled like a card trick, his lips as red as a mosquito's belly filled with blood. Pavel promised, I'll score 2 goals for you tonight. Then I'll come back and kiss your new toe. He smiled and parted those lips, lips as red as the Tommy Manifesto. That night the Canucks were shut out by Hartford. Pavel didn't even get a shot on goal. After the game he said, I did my best, what can you do? The nurses told me not to cry. Sometimes things don't work out and no one knows why. I wanted to bite them and make them scream for saying something so stupid. This morning, I remember how bored the doctor looked when he told me they'd amputated my toe during the night while I was sleeping. He said it like I was keeping him from picking something from between his teeth. But mostly, I remember how Pavel never came back. No phone calls. No cards. No more fire engine lies. I wish I could have heard one more lie. Eventually, I was released, and the hospital let me keep the amputated toe. It looked like the tip of a circumcised dick. I named it Pavel Bure. So that's that's the end of round 3. We have one more round. So it's your, again, by applause, who do you want? The next level of clothing taking offering. Steve Duncan. or me.
I
want to see the toe. What? Don't laugh.
Why? I don't want to see the toe. Don't show the toe.
No, the wooden toe's on the other foot.
Sweater vest.
Oh, I'll shave it. I'll take it off later.